For centuries, reading books has been held up as the highest form of intelligence and even enlightenment. Read more and you will know more. That's what they say. But this glorification is rarely questioned. And that's exactly where the problem lies. Books are not truth. Books are just perspectives. Perspectives that are filtered through the lens of someone else's experience, someone else's culture, belief system, traumas, ambitions, and even hidden agendas. So when we treat books as sacred, as objective truth, we don't just honor knowledge, we standardize it. And in doing so, we limit the natural experiential intelligence that comes from life itself. Books are filtered, these are filtered thoughts. They are not pure knowledge. Every book is an interpretation. It is language bound by time, by ego, by worldview, and even the author's level of awareness at that time of writing. Even science books evolve. Even religious texts are interpreted differently by each generation. So when we glorify the act of reading without awareness, we begin to worship ideas instead of expanding them. Books can influence without scrutiny. They can reinforce systemic ideologies. They can shape minds to fit in, not question. They create hierarchy around those who read more. Reading now becomes status, not wisdom. And readers become repeaters, not thinkers. The highest form of knowledge is experiential awareness. Your senses are your original books. Before literacy, humans learned by observing, by testing, by touching, by feeling, by listening, by sensing, by being deeply immersed in the environment. This is not primitive. It is organic learning. A form of knowing that comes not from memorizing, and it is memorizing someone's narrative, but from being present in your own reality. When you rely on your own discernment, your ability to interpret your surrounding, your emotions, your energy, your patterns and sensations, then you build knowledge that is based on alignment, not instruction. You think for yourself. You adapt to your environment naturally. You learn through intention, not repetition. You connect with others through shared presence, not shared doctrine. The over reliance on books has created a society of people who talk about life more than they live it. They can quote philosophers, but they can't sit with their own pain. They can analyze theories, but they can't feel the energy in the room. They seek proof in research, but they ignore their own intuition. True knowledge doesn't need external validation. It needs internal integration. Communities that are formed around books are often based on agreement with ideology, while communities formed through aligned presence are based on shared values, energy, and lived truth. So instead of asking, what do you know from books? Ask yourself, what have you come to know through your life, through your senses, and through your honest awareness? That is embodied wisdom, the kind that can't be plagiarized or even standardized or even published. Reading is not bad. It's a tool. But tools without discernment become cages. The highest knowledge is not what's written. It is what is felt, what is lived, and what is understood through direct experience. Books teach you what others have seen, but your senses teach you how to see. And the moment you trust your own observation, you trust your own intuition and embodiment over second-hand doctrines, that's when you become your own philosopher, your own teacher, your own original source of wisdom. My people, heal. Heal.